I was just lying on the couch, mindlessly scrolling TikTok, when my thumb slipped, and instead of opening my For You page, I tapped open Google Maps. The last search wasn't mine. It was his. There it was, glowing on the screen. A driving route from our apartment to an address I didn't recognize. The name above it? His ex-girlfriend's. At first, I thought maybe he was just being nosy. I mean, sure, I've looked up old classmates before. Guilty. But then I saw the saved location note. Move-in date, September 14th. That's in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. We've been together for almost 3 years. We've talked about marriage, buying a house, even what kind of dog we'd get. I thought I was his future. Turns out I was just a layover. I stared at the screen, my heart pounding so hard I could hear it in my ears. Every normal couple thing we did, late-night pancakes at IHOP, binging The Office on Sundays, him fixing my coffee just the way I like it, suddenly felt like part of some giant, stupid play I'd been acting in without knowing my lines. I didn't confront him right away. Instead, I sat there replaying every little weird moment from the past month. The nights he claimed he had to stay late at work but came home smelling like perfume that definitely wasn't mine. The sudden obsession with decluttering his closet, which I now realized was just him slowly moving his stuff out. And the way he kept saying, "We'll see," every time I mentioned making holiday plans. The worst part? I hadn't even seen this coming. I was the one who posted cute couple pics on Instagram. I was the one planning his surprise birthday trip to Nashville. And apparently, I was also the one who didn't know my own boyfriend was building a brand new life. Without me. I decided right then, if he was going to play me, I was going to play him back. But I wasn't going to scream, cry, or beg. I was going to make sure that when the moment came, my reaction would knock the smug right off his face. So I started waiting. And watching. And the longer I waited, the more cracks I saw in his little perfect lie act. And then came the text. The text came in on a random Thursday afternoon. I was working from home, halfway through an iced latte, when my phone buzzed. Him. "Hey, I think maybe we need to take a break." No, we need to talk. No actual conversation, just that. Like I was some temp worker whose contract he wasn't renewing. I stared at the message for a good 30 seconds, my coffee straw still in my mouth, brain running through a mental slideshow of everything I'd learned about him in the last week. The map search, the perfume, the missing hoodies, the sudden lack of eye contact at breakfast. It wasn't heartbreak I felt in that moment. It was something colder, sharper. It was the kind of clarity you get when you finally stop ignoring the obvious. I typed back one short sentence. Me. I agree. Your stuff will be on the porch in an hour. I didn't even give myself time to overthink it. I just hit send. And then I sat there, phone in hand, feeling this insane mix of adrenaline and satisfaction. It took him exactly 40 seconds to reply. Him. Wait. What? I was joking. Oh, now he wanted to act like it was a joke? My thumbs were practically shaking, not from sadness, but from how badly I wanted to call him out. But I didn't. Not yet. I was going to let him stew. Within 5 minutes, my phone started blowing up. First, it was him. Then his best friend texting. Friend? Dude, what's going on? He says you're throwing him out? Then his mom. Her. Sweetie, I'm sure this is just a misunderstanding. Can you please talk to him? Misunderstanding? Sure, if you count secretly moving in with your ex as a little mix-up. I texted back to his mom. Me. Ask him about his new address. And that was it. Silence. For about half an hour. But I could practically feel the storm brewing. He was going to come home early. I knew it. And when he did, he was going to find out that I wasn't bluffing. Because while he was busy texting, I was already packing. Not neatly. Not folded laundry in boxes packing. I'm talking garbage bags, random tote bags, anything I could grab to get his stuff out now. And when I reached for his phone charger on the nightstand, I found something that made my stomach drop all over again. It was tucked right under his phone charger. A small folded receipt. I almost ignored it, thinking it was from some random gas station. But then I saw the logo. U-Haul. My hands went cold. The date on the receipt? This Saturday. The rental time? 9 a.m. Destination address? Same one from the Google Maps search. His ex's place. I actually laughed. Not a normal laugh. One of those dark, oh, you've got to be kidding me laughs. Because now I had proof. And not just maybe proof, but time-stamped, printed, undeniable proof that he was planning to leave me in 2 days and move in with her. I grabbed my phone and snapped a photo of the receipt. Insurance. Then I slid it back exactly where I found it, because I wanted him to think I still didn't know. I went back to packing, but with a new kind of energy. Every shirt I stuffed into a garbage bag felt like justice. Every shoe I tossed into the pile felt like one less piece of his crap in my space. Then I heard keys in the lock, right on cue. He walked in, looking way too calm for someone who'd just gotten a "your stuff will be on the porch" text. Babe, what the hell is going on? I was kidding. You know I was kidding, he said, throwing his hands up. Oh, you were kidding? I replied, not even looking at him as I zipped up a duffel. Cool. Then you won't mind if I still follow through. He frowned, stepping closer. Can we just talk? You're blowing this way out of... I turned to face him finally. Out of what? Proportion? Reality? Or the fact that you've got a U-Haul booked for Saturday to move in with your ex? His face went from confusion to pure panic in under a second. What? That's not... Don't. I held up my phone with the photo of the receipt. Don't even try. He opened his mouth, closed it, then opened it again like a fish gasping for air. Finally, he muttered, "It's not what you think." Oh, so you accidentally rented a moving truck to your ex's address? Wow, wild coincidence. The thing is, I wasn't even yelling. I was calm. Calm is scarier. And he knew it. That's when he dropped the line that made me realize this was about to get even messier. He ran a hand through his hair, pacing like he was trying to burn a hole in the carpet. Okay, yes, it's her address. But it's not like that. She needed a roommate. I almost choked. A roommate? You mean the same woman you dated for 4 years and cheated on me with in the first 6 months of our relationship? That roommate? He winced like the word cheated physically hit him. It's just temporary. She's got extra space and you thought it would be smart to lie to me about it? Clear out your stuff behind my back and text me a breakup instead of telling me face to face? He didn't answer. He didn't have to. The silence was basically a confession. I leaned against the door frame, arms crossed. You know, I almost feel sorry for you. Almost. Because you really thought you'd just slide into her place without me noticing? Did you forget that you're sloppy as hell with your secrets? He shook his head, muttering, "This is crazy. I was going to tell you..." When? After you unpacked your last box at her place? The funny thing was, I could see the wheels turning in his head. He wasn't thinking about me, or even about what he'd done. He was thinking about damage control. What to say to our mutual friends. How to spin this so he wouldn't be the bad guy. That's when I realized I could make this so much worse for him. And I don't mean petty, block him on Instagram worse. I mean, everyone in his life knows exactly who he is. Worse. I smiled. You know, I've been thinking, since you're moving out anyway, I might as well help speed things up. He looked wary. What does that mean? It means, I said, grabbing my phone, I'm going to post a little roommate wanted ad with your picture and a list of your best qualities. Don't you dare. He started, but I was already typing. It wasn't even about revenge at this point. It was about making sure he understood that actions have consequences. If he wanted to start a new chapter, fine. But I was going to write the footnotes. And just as I was hitting post, his phone buzzed on the counter. I glanced at the screen and froze. It was her. And the preview of the message was all I needed to know. This story was about to explode even further. The message preview on his phone read, "Her. Can't wait to have you here. I'll cook that pasta you love on your first night." I didn't even have to open it. My laugh must have sounded insane because he lunged for the phone like it was a live grenade. I held it out of reach. "So, roommate, huh? Planning on sharing more than just rent?" He stammered. "It's not. She's just—" "Save it." I cut him off. "You're lucky I didn't live stream this whole thing." I set the phone down on the counter, screen still lit up with her message, and went back to packing. By now, the living room looked like a thrift store clearance bin. Garbage bags, mismatched boxes, a random chair by the door. He started pacing again. "Okay, fine, I messed up. I should have told you. But can we just not make a scene? Please?" That's when my phone dinged. Notification from Instagram. My roommate wanted post had already gotten 5 likes and 2 comments. And it had been up for less than a minute. One of the comments was from my cousin. "Is this about who I think it's about?" Spill the other was from his coworker. "Oh, so this is why he's been skipping happy hour." I almost felt bad. Almost. While he was still mid-panic, the front door swung open. It was our neighbor, Maria, the unofficial queen of neighborhood gossip. She took one look at the scene and her eyebrows shot up. "Ooh, is this a breakup day? Should I get wine?" He groaned. "Maria, can you please—" But she was already pulling out her phone. "Oh, honey, I'm texting the girls." This is better than Netflix. Within 20 minutes, half the people we knew had either texted me or liked the post. Mutual friends, my coworkers, even his sister, who sent me a string of angry emojis followed by, "I told you he'd pull something like this." He slumped onto the couch, head in his hands. "You're ruining my life." I leaned against the doorway, sipping my iced latte like I had all the time in the world. "No, babe, you did that yourself. I'm just providing the commentary." The thing is, I wasn't done yet. There was one last thing I needed to do to make sure this breakup wasn't just an ending. It was a warning label for anyone who came after me. And that's when I remembered the little gift I'd found a few months ago and stashed away. The gift was sitting at the back of my closet, hidden in an old shoebox. I'd found it months ago when I was looking for wrapping paper. A tiny USB drive with his handwriting on the label. "Do not open." Of course, I opened it back then. It was full of videos, not dirty, nothing like that. But hours of him ranting about people in his life. Friends, family, even his boss. All while playing video games like he was on Twitch. And in one particularly juicy clip, he went off about his ex, the same one he was about to move in with, calling her a lazy gold digger who can't cook to save her life. I'd kept it, thinking it was just funny. But now it was my grand finale. While he was sulking on the couch, I plugged the drive into my laptop, found that clip, and uploaded it to my Instagram story. No caption. Just him, in his own words, tearing her apart. By the time he realized what I'd done, my phone was already lighting up with messages. People were eating it up like it was primetime TV. The best part? His ex saw it too. And she texted him, "Don't bother coming, you're unbelievable." He stared at the screen like it was a death sentence. "You've ruined everything," he said, voice shaking. I shrugged. "No, babe, I just sped up the timeline." And then I opened the front door, pointed to the pile of his stuff on the porch, and said, "Your Uber's here." He didn't argue. He just grabbed what he could carry and left without looking back. The second the door shut, I let out the deepest exhale of my life. I wasn't sad. I wasn't even angry anymore. I felt free. Like I'd finally deleted some giant virus-filled file from my brain. That night, I ordered Thai takeout, curled up on the couch, and watched whatever the hell I wanted. No fake laughs, no pretending. Just me, my pad thai, and peace. And now, every time someone asks why we broke up, I just send them that U-Haul receipt photo. Saves a lot of time. So tell me, if you found out your partner was secretly moving in with their ex, would you confront them? Or would you let them walk straight into their own disaster like I did?